Hey everybody, so today we're gonna take a look at WrestleMania for the NES, released in early 1988. I recently did a video on the best wrestling game I think for the NES, which is pro wrestling. So why not take a look at the WWF fully endorsed wrestling game? There's just no way around this. We're just gonna have to get into this. I don't like to bash anything, so we'll just let the gameplay and the graphics itself speak for itself. So right now, when you first start the game, obviously you're gonna have to pick one or two players. You could play two players, obviously, one against each other. No tag team in this. Here you put in your initials, you name your wrestler, and you have 6 different wrestlers to pick from. You have the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, actually one of my favorite wrestlers of that era. I mean, I think the $1 Million Man should have been world champion. I was a big fan of Ted DiBiase. Really underrated wrestler. Bam Bam Bigelow, another big man. A lot of these guys, they were very entertaining guys back then. You know what I mean? Too bad that they were kind of stuffed into this game. The Macho Man, dig it, oh yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, come on now. Andre the Giant, legend, big man, legendary big man. And of course the Hulkster, who looks terrible in the cover of this game. That's just a terrible, terrible rendering of the Hulkster ripping off his shirt. He looks completely terrible. So, all right, we just went through the different characters. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick my favorite wrestler, Ted DiBiase. One of my favorite wrestlers, the $1 Million Man against the Honky Tonk Man, another one of my favorites at that time. So we're gonna go ahead and first of all, this game is pretty much a button mashing game. That's all it is. Very rarely any kind of move, if any kind of wrestling moves are in this game. It's just button mashing until you can bring your opponent's energy fully down for the 3 count, or you can or you knock them down. As you can see, there's no audience in this. I mean, back then, terrible. You couldn't even put an audience in there. Mike Tyson Punch Out had audiences out there. Pro Wrestling, which came out 2 years prior to this, had a full audience, had a referee, had a cameraman. I mean, this is like you just stick the WWF name on it, put a couple of name wrestlers on it, put WrestleMania, and then, I mean, where are we wrestling? Where is this? Anyway, I'm using the Macho Man right now. That does not look anything like the Macho Man. As a matter of fact, I don't remember the Macho Man ever wearing a blue or purplish outfit like that. And the Hulkster, where's the the red and yellow outfit? I mean, it's just I don't know. And then they throw these things out there. That's like a cross. I guess the Hulkster gets energized when he gets that. But as you can see, I got no matter how much I press those buttons and mash those buttons, I'm getting beat up here. There's just nothing I can do about this. I just hate to bash anything, man. I mean, really, and a lot of these wrestlers, they're fun wrestlers that bring a lot of great memories of that time. I hate to bash a game, but come on, man. I mean, you could do so much better. You actually had to wait several games later down the line to get a respectable WWF wrestling game. You know, I'm going to go ahead and really go at it. I'm going to use Bam Bam Bigelow against Andre the Giant. I pretty much know what the outcome is going to be, of course, but I just wanted to go ahead and give it a shot. I'm just showing clips of me trying my best even to get a victory here. And I mean, again, I hate bashing it, man. Terrible. I mean, the only person here that actually looks a little bit like himself, well, I would say Bam Bam and Andre, those two. I mean, the Hulkster looks nothing like himself. He's not colored correctly. His outfit isn't. The Macho Man definitely doesn't look like himself. $1 Million Man doesn't look like himself. As you can see, no matter how much I've mashed those buttons, I cannot get a victory. So you know what? Let's get to the nitty gritty right now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make the WrestleMania 3 main event right now. We're gonna have the Hulkster versus Andre the Giant. Can the Hulkster repeat the events of WrestleMania 3 here? And I have no. As a matter of fact, it's just no way. I mean, I'm gonna pressing these buttons as much as I could to try to get something. I mean, there's no wrestling moves. It's just kick and punch. You can run. There's just there's nothing I can do. It's just again, how can you call this even a wrestling game? It's not a wrestling game. You calling it the only way. because of the wrestling stars, and you put a WWF logo on it, and it says WrestleMania on it, and it's like a wrestling game. I mean, come on, man. They could have done so much better. I hate to bash it, but it's just it speaks for itself. If you ever played this game, you know what I'm talking about. If you never played this game and you missed it, feel blessed that you have, because it's a travesty that the WWF and Vince McMahon allowed their logo and their named wrestlers and all the wrestlers to be attached to such an abysmal wrestling game. It is terrible. Released in 1988, WrestleMania for the NES. Oh my God, keep it retro, guys. Keep it retro. What can I say?